Right guys, so welcome back to YouTube. Today I've got a bit of a special guest, very good friend, Ali Fraser. But me personally, I would say Ali's a solid name within the industry. He'll argue the case there. He's a very knowledgeable coach, and I think he'd probably admit that he has like analysis paralysis, because he's that intelligent where he'll overthink things to the finest degree. So we'll have debates about training. For example, we'll talk about like fucking DC, like literally we talk about DC training this morning, but we can talk about training for fucking hours, or biomechanics, or just general life shit. And I think, yeah, Ali is that smart. He overthinks things to the finest degree. And I know I take the piss out of people who use bands. I don't know if Ali's using bands at the moment. But he reverse banded the fucking hack squat for years, which I fucking hated. And then he got a niggle, and I was like, told you so. But obviously he has reasons behind using these certain things, and he's fucking a big boy. So we just like to have discussions and debates. So I don't really know where this YouTube is going to go. This is just three pals in a room. We're just having some fun today. We'll get a gym session in. You'll probably see us eating some food and go from there, really. Got anything to say, mate?
No, but it's just more the fact of, like, we've been friends for years, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've been friends probably since lockdown.
Yeah.
When we were all part, like, when Cal was CR Physique.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, we've known each other for years, and, like, when it comes to, like, this whole debate about training, like, everyone's got their own personal preference. Like, and I definitely do overanalyze things, and it's probably definitely held me back within progression, but that's my one little vice. If we talk about reverse banding, I'll tell Ben why he's wrong, and I'm right later on.
No, fuck that. Let's go into it now. So if you're like yourself, you've got no niggles or anything like that.
Why would you reverse band?
Why would you reverse band?
So you can get more out of it, so it's more efficient.
Yeah, but but at the bottom of the movement.
Yeah, it'll still be heavier.
No, but it wouldn't be as heavy as if you didn't have the band.
But it'd still be heavier.
You still, yeah, but
So what we could say,
load.
So this is the argument. So because it's on a sled,
yeah,
that weight stays consistent, but your ability at the bottom
to drive out of the hole
is less than what it is at the top.
But
because you get weaker. Let me finish first, and then you can come in. This is why it's hard to have debates, because nobody lets anyone finish. But when you get to the bottom, you're going to be weaker.
Yeah.
Okay. You still want the greatest challenge there.
Uh-huh.
Okay. But relatively speaking, it's that you're still going to be weaker than the amount of what band resistance you have. The issue what people have is they put too much resistance on it.
Yeah.
So they are then taking away from the benefits of the band, in my opinion. But then as you concentrically go through the movements, that band now is starting to decrease the amount of resistance that it's helping you with. So it's now matching the profile that you can produce. By the way, you don't have to reverse band, but this is just the reason why you might want to. So where you might only get 3 reps, where you might only get 3 reps with that load, you might get 7 reps now. But you've now trained the quadricep through the greater range of movement than just at the bottom part where the challenge is. Okay, here's the simple question: do you like a pendulum squat?
They're all right.
They're exactly the same.
I agree. Now my argument here is people are using these bands. So one, just to fucking put more load.
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
And I agree with what Ali has said, by the way. But then, over a course, let's say you do this for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, however many years you do it, and you do the fucking reverse band shit. By the way, I'm a believer in putting the band on the other way to make it a lot harder. Ali might argue
it's the same thing.
No, but you're just making it increase in tension.
It's accommodating resistance, so it's the same thing.
No, but you're adding more load via the band, aren't you?
But you're using less load at the start.
Yeah. So my argument is, over a period of time, you're creating a weak link in, like, let's say your glutes or your adductor on a hack squat over a period of time. So if you just don't use the band, then you're not creating that weak link. That's my argument.
But my argument to that is, like, the load should be heavy enough still.
Yeah.
But the band shouldn't be. So what happens is people set up like a slingshot. That's wrong. That in my opinion, that's wrong. What you want to do is you want the band to kick in roughly about a quarter of the way into the movement, and then when you're coming out to the concentric at the top, there's no band resistance at all. But in regards to, like, creating weakness, the weakness is relative to the load that you're going to be using. So, for example, if you put 4 plates on it, that might equate to, say, 2.5 plates at the bottom. But you can only do 2.5 plates anyway.
Yes.
So it's a quick, but then as you're going through it, you're actually making it harder because it's getting heavier.
Yeah.
Now, in regards to, like, the banding the other way, you're still doing the same thing, because the band won't be anything at the bottom, but it'll be at the top. So same thing, it's heavier at the top than it is at the bottom, and the same thing when you reverse band it. But in regards to all this, one thing I do say: if something takes you longer than 5 minutes to set up, don't do it.
Yeah, fuck that.
So it's like, the first time I do it might take me a little bit long, but then I can go and set up anything up now because I know how to do it, and it's in and out. You don't want to be in the gym fanning around with things. But it's the same with like...
Mate, I literally now, I very rarely plate loaded leg press.
Oh, I can't
be arsed to load up the plates.
This is what happens when you get older as well. You get really lazy. Do you know, like, Joe Sletterized Prime Kit?
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
Yeah, just easy.
Just like click a log.
Yeah.
But these are the baits in training. Like when I was working with Cooper, we didn't reverse band anything. And then since I'm working with myself and Nathan's been doing my nutrition, I've gone back to it. For me personally, I feel I can just get a better connection within the movement and get no knee pain. And I can just be more intent with what I do. I feel like sometimes when I don't reverse band things and I top band leg presses, it's very, very easy for me to bounce out the bottom of a movement. Whereas because when you're reverse banding a hack squat, it's actually decelerating you a little bit. So that momentum that you're getting on the way down, it's actually pulling you against that. I find it easier just to contract out the bottom part of it. But again, it's like, whatever you like to do. No one's really that asked.
And again, like, so what, if in summary, basically people are just utilising the tools wrong. So either you put too much tension through the band, and what I put on my Instagram story the other day is like, you'll get these people who reverse band it, which in my opinion is making it easier.
I'll send them a video.
Which, yeah. And then people are doing, let's say this fucking Cybex hack squat, because that's every cunt's favourite for some weird reason. They'll put 5-6 plates on it, and they'll do, let's say they're doing a typical top set, which is 6 to 10 reps, which is just what every fucker does now. So they'll do that, they'll load it up to fuck, they'll jump on it, and then they'll do a rep, and they'll slingshot out of the bottom, then they'll go for 5 seconds, and then go again. Yeah. So they'll do like 6-7 reps, they'll say they've got a PB, and it's like, well, you've just done like 6 or 7 singles, you didn't keep constant tension on the muscle throughout, but just because they've wrote a little note in their logbook saying, oh yeah, fucking done it, I've got stronger, it's like, that's what I'm against. And it's like they're training the fucking joints and the fucking tendons and not the actual muscle. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. It's like when me and Matt Tofton trained at his gym, and you know the true squat? I'd never used one prior to that. And,
it's fucking brutal, mate.
Mate, brutal.
Yeah.
And guess how many plates we had on that?
3 or 4?
1.
Did you? Yeah.
And like the way that Matt showed me how to use it, and like the stance, how to like, I know you're not a big fan of rolling on.
No,
the onto the toes, which I'm intrigued to hear as well. By the way, I'm not against. I'm just intrigued.
No, so I'm not against it. I think too many young kids are doing it now, but they don't understand why they're doing it.
Yeah,
that's my issue with it.
Yeah, again, a lot of this comes down to people understanding it, and they're just following people who say they're trying to optimize stuff.
Sorry, the dog's tail was it? And the dog in the face.
And yeah, so me and Matt, we used 1 plate on the true squat, and we fucking buried ourselves. You've seen people put like fucking daft amount of plates on a true squat, and they're doing the same thing. They're slingshotting, and they're just doing single reps. That's probably my biggest pet hate, to be fair. And I'm guilty of it. In the past, I used to do it because I was just so honed in on chasing load. You'll have been like that as well, haven't you?
Yeah, like I've done a post yesterday about stopping emotionally attached to things. I'm emotionally attached to deadlifts, but I've got left SI joint issues now, and I really need to address it before something goes.
It's still RDLing.
I've come away with it as of yesterday, the day before. Sorry, because like I remember when I seen a very, very smart coach, and before I was even into mechanics and everything, he said, I think you've got SI joint issues, and I didn't have a fucking clue what that was at the time. It was Chris Knott.
Oh.
And he just see me do a bodyweight squat, and he just says, I think you've got here. Now, I did break tib and fib when I was 14, roughly around about that age, and over time I've probably got some kind of hip sway and hip sort of shifting when I've been doing movements, but it's just starting to rear its ugly head. I also done something to me QL on my right hand side last year when I was hip hinging. So it's what Ben was saying before. It's like people can get emotionally attached to things, but actually when it comes to bodybuilding, you just want to do the stuff that gets the job done and maybe let go of this powerlifting shit that we all do. Because I used to hip hinge like for 3 or 4 reps, and it's not really do much from a hypertrophy standpoint. I love it, but also the amount of warm-up sets you need to do is going to create fatigue, and it's making the session longer. The risk to reward is probably not worth it. But yeah, my biggest pet peeve is young people, as you said before, just not understanding why they're doing things. Like in regards to like the coming up with the balls to your foot, like Tom Platz used to do it. Like that was pretty extreme. Do you know, like Tom Platz used to do? So like it's been around for ages. It's not just a new phenomenon. Someone I heard on a podcast a couple of days ago said this in regards to like nothing's getting reinvented. We're just finding more reasons to do things. But again, as I said, like I've got no issue with people doing it, but what I've got an issue with people coming up to on the balls to foot is then you're losing the amount of pressure you can put through the foot, so the elevated chance of an injury is going to be greater. And that's all because like I'm old now, so that's all I try and do is not just get injured so you can train. But I do think the young people are doing it, and like they're bouncing out the hole. And yes, you might be able to create a greater moment onto the knee, so it might be more quad dominant. But with the reduced amount of load that you might be having to utilise to do it properly, compared to the load that you'd have to use if you had your foot flat on the pad, it probably makes no difference, in my opinion. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I think like with all that in like intertwined as well, is like you get in so many people now. They're doing loads of these things and they're not really understanding truly why, and then above all else they're not enjoying it as well. They think they need to do XYZ to achieve XYZ, and it's like my favourite times in like bodybuilding, physique development, whatever you want to call it, is when I first started training and like go to the gym with a pal or whoever, and you'd squat till you were like sick in your mouth, and you carry on squatting, and then probably lockdown, because it was just me, a power cage, and a bar, and like we just love to train, don't we?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter to what, like.
I think when you're a kid as well, you do stupid shit, but it builds up fortitude. So now you don't have to, because I don't train anywhere near as hard as what I used to.
No.
But I can train smarter now. But also, I think the stuff that you did when you were a kid, and that stupid stuff where you're squatting so you'd be sick and all these kind of things, it gives you that ability then to train harder when you're older. I think everyone's trying to be too perfect in regards to like reps and reserve or whatever kind of modality they're trying to follow, but they actually don't understand what true failure is to actually then actually give what reps and reserve should be in relation to that. But this is where conversations come. And as you said, I don't think people enjoy it anymore. People don't enjoy training. Yeah. I don't see people any other laugh or really trying to fuck over the friends and all this. Like everyone's trying to be like so perfect. Yeah. And it's a bit sad, really. Because then they're supposed to train because it's fun.
I'll always go back to the time when like me, you and Michael Fox were training.
He slapped me back.
And he slapped me in the back.
Honestly, that was like getting hyped up with them mates. I'd just been on the sunbed the day before. I had a burnt back and he fucking slapped me. I wasn't the happiest chap. I was on the hack squat, weren't I?
Yeah. Big fucking slap.
Fucking ultraflex. That was ages ago. Yeah. But this is what I mean. Like me and Ben have known each other for ages, and we've trained a few times. And again, every single time you can remember because something fucking funny happened. He got shot up like didn't he?
Yeah. When we were training at S20.
Oh fucking hell! What did she say?
Oh, I can't remember what she said.
Focus, was it?
It was something like
concentrate.
It was something like just what we didn't expect it.
Yeah, it was something where you just don't need. If you don't take it too serious, it's something you just don't need to hear in the eccentric. And she said something like focus and I just burst out laughing, and I just couldn't do my set because I just didn't need to hear that. I need to hear something like go carry on your fat cunt or something like that.
Job was fucked after that.
Yeah. Oh, that was fucking funny.
I remember we trained with Michael. So Michael Fox, another coach.
He's in fucking Saudi Arabia now.
Is he?
Yeah.
What do we?
Don't know. We train with the clients.
Oh, wow.
Like, that's fucking customer service.
Yeah. I remember I was like getting hyped up for a set, and on the fucking hack squat, it don't matter what we were lifting or whatever. But like getting a bit hyped up, and he leans over and he went, "You've got 6 here." And I was like, I'm going for like 10, 11. I was like, mate, don't fucking say that. Fucking throw me off.
He's doing well for himself though. He's really, really cool. But yeah, like I guess like we've this like the circle of like what we're talking about here. We all go very, very far back, and it's just funny when you look back in these moments.
Yeah, and again, go back to enjoyment. Like you want to look back and have had fun with this.
Yeah.
And not end up resenting it and seeing it as like either wasted time or you didn't have a life while doing it. Like, if you look on my social media, I'm very much all about having a life whilst trying to do this. Like bodybuilding that doesn't directly pay my bills. And I like to show people that you can have a life. You can go out for a meal with your missus, your friends, your parents, whatever. You can go on walks. Like later on in the year, we'll be out tent boxing, camping, fucking I'll try and get some stuff while I'm in Rome. And like, I want to show people that you can do all that stuff and still bodybuild. Because at the end of the day, if you look at it from sort of like a bird's eye view, all we do is go to the gym and we eat a bit of food, and it's like we can still have a life and do all that. Obviously, when prep rolls around, it becomes a little bit more difficult. Obviously, if there's PEDs involved, you're watching your steps, your cardio, and you're a bit more nailed on in your food. But if you're like in a general off season or trying to gain weight, or even during a diet phase, as long as you're not prepping, then you can do so much stuff. And even when you are prepping, if your mates invite you to go out for drinks or food or whatever, then if you're in a right psychological mindset, you can just sit there with a Diet Coke and just socialise. And it might actually give you a bit of a break from just fucking constantly thinking about prep or whatever. Because I know you got a little bit caught up in not having a life, didn't you?
Right, like before, like Becky Dean was one of the best things ever happened to me. She nearly gave me diabetes. Because like
cookie
yeah,
dough.
when she used to bake, she used to bake post-show treats for people, and whatever people didn't buy, we used to just eat. And like that was because I was prior to lockdown, I was really like what Ben was pretty much describing there. I was probably one of them nerds who everything had to be the gram. I would took things so serious. Blah blah.
You
blah.
weighed your broccoli in that, didn't you?
Yeah. I still weigh veg to some degree, but it's more just like I just make sure I have about 350 to 400 grams, just split it out over the day. Just for consistency more than anything, and so I don't spend too much on all veg goes out of date. But it was more to the fact that I used to be really, really anal, and like the more and more I've done this as a career now, and like the more and more people I'm starting to coach, and the more and more high stress people, because I work with a lot of coaches, like stress management's the most important thing. Like the more you can chill and enjoy things, the better your body's going to respond. And the prep with Cuba that I done no cardio. The most my steps could have got to was 12,000, and it's probably the leanest and biggest I've ever looked. And no, it actually was the leanest and biggest I've ever looked. And the amount of stress and living with Cal at the time and all this was just very, very minimal because I didn't care. And when I say I didn't care, I wanted to do well, but I understand if I nail all the fundamentals, that's all the thing that matters. And like being chilled outside the work, being chilled outside the training, I've understood that process, how important that is now. My physique just responded so much better, and I'm doing this now within this off season in regards to like I'm taking things quite seriously in regards to like I'm eating my food. But if I get to go out and have a pizza, or if I get to go out and I'll go for a C-shirt or something like this, like I don't drink, but say if I did drink and I had a couple of pints, then I'll take that up, because life, without sounding too philosophical here, like life's very short, so you want to enjoy it. And we love training as well, so we want to make sure we enjoy training. So that's why I'm fanning around with a few bits with my training split now, because I want to enjoy it. But I also want to make sure it fits around my lifestyle.
I still find it still baffles me that you did no cardio on prep.
12,000 steps. The most I got to.
That's just fucking mad, isn't it?
But that just goes, like, don't get me wrong, like, Clem got to 80, I think.
That's still pretty moderate.
Yeah, Clem got to 80. T4, T3 was in, obviously. Ped juice wasn't ridiculous, if I'm being perfectly honest. But again, I think it was just the fact I didn't get too fat in the off season. I think that definitely helped. But he still pulled off. What was I? saw them at 230, and I weighed 87. So about 180. So he still pulled off like 40 pounds.
Yeah, that's a lot. I didn't think you had that much to come off you.
Neither did I until fucking stepped on the cage.
Like
I think that's the thing about prep. You've always got more to come off you than what you thought. But I was very, very lean. And to be fair, I weren't too fucked. I had a few days, where you fuck, because it's all relative. Like the low body fat you get, the more tired you're going to be anyway. But yeah, it was an enjoyable prep. I went to Switzerland on prep. That was an interesting one.
How low did your food get to?
Not that low either. I think the lowest my carbs got to, maybe on a rest day, was 200, 250.
Okay,
yeah, I was on a fair bit of food, and like that's a testament to Cuba and how he prepped me and how he managed me, and his interaction and his communication was awesome. So can't complain there in any way, shape or form. And training was fun. I find it around like I always do. I think Nathan's getting a bit pissed off with me now. Because I always try and, like, he bends right, like, I am analysis or paralysis kind of thing, or it's the other way around. But I just like to try and find things that are just better. Like, I always stick to the same movements, but it's like, I always strive for, like, that 1% better, but I'm also willing to do that and understand I'm probably going to regress within progression, because it's something I enjoy and love.
That's why Kuba was probably a good coach for you, because he, like, probably reined you in. It's like, no, you must do this, you must do that. Yeah,
and that's like, yeah, and I think, like, if Cuba's got one way of coaching, like, do what he says, and that will suit some people and someone suit others, but it definitely suited me.
Yeah, I think it's what you needed at that point in time.
I think so, yeah. I think I need a little clip around here.
It's like with Cal, you'd be like, oh, I've had an idea.
Yeah.
I've got a new training split. And he'd be like, yeah, Sam, obviously you're smart enough that, run with that for a bit if you want to.
Yeah, probably that's probably true, yeah. I was probably paying the arse to Cal at one point. But, like, Cal's a friend of mine, and he's an awesome coach, and he's doing really well. I probably wouldn't be where I am now if it wasn't for Cal. He was a big influence, because I was with him for 4.5 years. I took a 3-month break.
I still miss the CR Physique days.
Oh, me, you, Matt Ratcliffe, Cam Thomas, Jack McDonald,
Michael Fox.
Sorry, Mike, missed you out there. You should have been first on the list. I'm trying to think who else was a part of it. There was a guy called Tom. Can't think of his name now. There's a guy called Tom as well.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Probably know if I saw him.
Yeah, it was boss. It was really, really good because like I signed up with Cal because of Matt Ratcliffe.
Oh really?
Yeah, because how he trained.
You
Yeah, his execution was fucking flawless.
Yeah,
Unbelievable, mate.
I used to call it Ratcliffe reps.
Yeah.
And well, I met Cal at an M10 seminar.
Did you?
Yeah, at a physique development seminar. Sorry, a biomechanics weekend.
He didn't fucking turn up to mine. He left.
You what, sorry?
He fucking didn't turn up to mine.
Oh really?
Yeah, he left them. I done this. That's a complete lie. I done the M10 mentorship. And part of the reason why I done the M10 mentorship because I thought to get to spend more time with Cal.
Oh, really?
Cal. Yeah, and he fucking left M10 then.
Yeah, I remember shortly after he ended up moving to Manchester. You know, FLF.
Yeah.
And then he just absolutely boomed.
Yeah.
Absolutely boomed.
It's one of these when like Carl's definitely one of the best coaches in the UK, and you could argue potentially one of the most prestige bodybuilding coaches in the world, like the people he's helping now. So it's cool to see how much he's grown. But like when it comes to Cal as well, like the thing that people don't understand is like he was doing 60, 70 sessions for M10 and building an online business coach. Like I think coaches now who come through the ranks, like they think it's just dead easy. Like just get 30 clients dead off the bat from online. But the reason why Cal's built such a reputable business over the years is because he's putting the groundwork. Like he's done the fucking 1,000 hours on the gym floor. He's worked with every Tom, Dick and Harry, and he's just got a very, very good niche now in regards to prepping some of the best in the world.
That fucks me off a lot because like I've been online coaching for quite some time now. I don't know, call it pre-lockdown. I don't know, just say 6 years. And like within that time, working in construction as a senior site manager, running projects, working like 70, 80 hours a week, whilst trying to, I'm PTing on the top of that, whilst trying to grow my online business. Whereas now you have people coming in and they're like, oh, I just want to become an online coach. They've just had this like idea in their head. And I think a lot of it is like money driven, that they're going to get an easy life. Where it's like, when you get a busy coach, mate, it's not an easy life, is it? At all.
No, it's not, because it's like you were saying before, it's like you got to work so much in your business, on your business. You've also then got to educate yourself as a coach, because you got to be smart. Because clients now are coming to you now more and more fucked up because of the way the lifestyles are. So you've got to understand gut health a little bit more. You've got to understand, every coach should understand anatomy. Even if you don't understand like the organs and insertions, just understand where you think they attach to, or roughly where they attach to. Training modalities, because everyone's coming with Tom, Dick and Harry of High Rocks and all these other things now, so we've got to accommodate for that to some degree. Like there's a lot to learn and there's a lot to stay on top of.
But like the lifestyle that you can have, it gives you, like, you manage your time, but it doesn't mean it's going to be fucking easy either.
No, but I also think that, Joe, like what you just said then, regards like you worked in construction, you done all this. Like I managed a gym, I had PT sessions. I used to be in the gym for 5 o'clock, blah, 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 all that kind of thing. I appreciate more the life I have now.
Yeah.
Where I can get up at 6, 6:30, and just crack on with my day, whereas that'll be one session in.
Yeah, and I think, like, I was caught up in this, and I know Ali, we spoke about it before, but there was like, I think it's calmed down a little bit now. It's still out there, but like people saying, "Oh, you must earn 10k and be an online coach and all that sort of shit." It's like, do you realise how much fucking 10k a month is? It's like in the real fucking world, outside of the fitness world, to earn 10k a month, you need to be either a director of a highly ranked fucking company or something like that, or a CEO. And it's just like, it's completely different worlds. It baffles me how people, and especially like the younger crowd, think they're entitled to earning that type of money, when they're probably, well, most of them have not even ever been on the gym floor and PT to even understand people, human interaction, behaviour patterns, and all that sort of stuff. That's a big gripe of mine.
Yeah, like I've got no issue with people earning money, by the way, and if people want to aspire to earn that kind of money, that's cool. But I think it's as you said before, the lack of reality of what actually it takes to earn that kind of money, but also when you compare yourself to real. But then also, like, actually going a caveat to that, it's like they then think they're successful. Like the definition of success is how much money do you have in the bank account. When you actually start to get a little bit old and you actually start to think actually what does success means, it's very, very individual. But I think a lot of people say they don't think they're successful until they earn that kind of money. And look, if you're earning £4,000, £5,000 a month doing this job, compare that to the rest of the world, which would be 60k a year. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. You can have a very, very nice life on that. But also, if you're earning that kind of money, instead of trying to strive to earn this 10, 15, 20k months, you probably have more of a life. Because I know coaches who are doing that, and their business is relentless. and they find it very, very hard to find that quote-unquote work-life balance. And I said they love that and that's okay for them. But for the majority of people, that won't be the lifestyle that they probably want to live. They won't think they can earn these 10, 15, 20k months whilst living on a beach in Dubai or going to Bali or something like that. Trust me, these people who are earning this kind of money are fucking busy.
Yeah, they will literally base their laptop all day.
Busy
they're
people.
Not at a fucking beach club every day. With
they won't be able to do this.
No.
Another way, like I've just drive down to, are you Sheffield or Barnsley?
Rotherham.
So like, nowhere near there, but part of the world anyway. I just drive down to Rotherham. Like I've done majority of my check-ins. Like I just get to chill with my friend now. I've got a call later on the evening which I need to get back for. They can't do that because there's something that they always have to do. And again, I think that's what doesn't get sold by these business coaches or anyone in regards to like to earn this kind of money. It's you're fucking on it. Because as Ben said before, it's like I know someone who used to earn that kind of money in a real world job, and the amount of stress that come with that job was ridiculous.
Oh mate, to fucking earn that type of money, like what you were saying, like 4 or 5k a month, I was doing like 70, 80 hours a week in construction.
It's fucking silly. Like, and this is what I mean. I think because everything now is technology based and AI based and all this kind of thing, there is a fast track system. I use this analogy all the time now, so if anyone's listened to me talk before, you probably heard it. Like if something's not next day delivery on Amazon, you don't buy it.
Yeah.
But then you still don't have the item 5 days later.
Yeah.
And it's like that we expect everything now, and I think coaches now, they jump on, they expect to have 20 clients, but they're a fucking nobody. They haven't trained, they haven't built a physique themselves, they haven't gone through the process. And it's like it all takes time, and it all takes time to build. And I'm still learning now. Me and Nathan talk about doing some Austin Stout mentorship now in regards to like GI mapping, gut health, and all this, because
that'd be interesting.
I'm looking forward to it, mate. Like I'm looking forward to it because like the more and more, like as I said, I've done this now. The more and more it's about stress management. How can you manage people's stress internally and externally? Because I don't think people need to train as much as what they do. I think a lot of us now, we do more than what we need to just to cover our arses. So like if we do a little bit more, at least we're covered. So I don't think we need to eat as much protein, but we all eat loads of protein.
There's arguments to and for, isn't there? Because there's so many results from both.
Yeah, do you want me to give you Nathan's argument? It's very, very clever. So it's lean body mass, isn't it? What we're supposed to do enough, so lean. So take away the fat mass.
Yep.
Okay. Your body's 60% water.
Yep.
So 60% of your body weight is water. Okay, so what you weigh, just pick, we say 250, just to make maths simple, okay?
Yeah.
So 125 pounds of that is already disregarded. So then you've got your fat on top of that 125 pounds.
So
you might be 100. So you might be 100. So theoretically, right, you need 100 grams. That's Nathan's argument, and it obviously doesn't work like that, by the way. But like it's a good argument because we were talking about lean body mass. So how much lean muscle does someone have actually on the skeletal? On the skeleton, on the actual body, is very, very low. But we just say things to cover our bases. But I do think potentially people running 2 grams per pound of body weight, it's not that it's a bad thing, but it's going to cause GI issues. And that's the issue.
If it's not causing GI issues...
Oh, crack on, but inevitably will.
Yeah.
In the long run.
Over a period of
time. So it's like, we can always get away with things. It's like ped juice. It's like, you can take probably 2 grams of gear for a long period of time, but inevitably that's going to hit a bad place. And it's like Emily Wilkinson, who owns AW. I think that's a second name. I hope it's a second name.
Yeah,
she made the statements on the weekend in regards to it's not a problem till it becomes a problem, and that's certainly cool for the majority of things. But when it comes to health, you might want to not have like a really big issue like colitis or some eating GI issue if you can prevent it by just doing a little bit less. But I don't think we need to eat too much protein. I think 1 gram per pound of body weight is more than enough.
Yeah, I think my protein's at around... I'm sitting around 240 now. My protein's at like 280, 290.
It's about 1.1, isn't it?
Yeah, which is
so not... So it's about that one.
No. But if you put in front of me... If you were like, said to me, have 400 grams of protein a day, I'd just do it. And I'd probably enjoy it more as well, to be fair, because I just love eating protein and meat. But I know what you're saying there in respect to gut health. I understand that.
But I'm a big protein fan. Like, it took Nathan... I'll be totally honest, it took Nathan probably 2 months... for me to fully buy into it, to bring my protein on.
And have you felt better from it?
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah. Just from a digestive system point of view, like, so I had a cold Austin Stout because I got a GI map done, just to see, because obviously...
What did that involve?
It wasn't as bad as what I thought it'd be, so I had to shit into a toilet, obviously, not into my fucking hands, and then I had to
take a picture.
Wipe my arse, and then use a swab, and the shit that was on the toilet paper, I had to swab it, put that into like a little tube and then send it off. We got sent off to Australia. It was Gut Health, I think, or Feel Gut was the company.
Australia?
Yeah, that's what it was, Australia. I'm pretty confident it was Australia. where it was based the company. It was Joe Jeffrey who recommended it. And then jumped on a call with Austin. It wasn't that bad, but you know what my protein absorption was? 12%. So I couldn't absorb the protein. And with when I was in prep, I was on about 320, 340 grams of protein, I think. Whereas now I'm on 240, 245. So I'm on about 1.1. It took, I was on like 1.5, and it took Nathan a while to move down to 1.1. But that's mainly from trace. Like things from rice, things from oats, because inevitably when you eat more food, that's going to go up.
Yeah, bagels, oats, whatever.
But yeah, so like I didn't really have that much GI issues, which was quite cool. That was like a bit of a comforting thing.
So why was your protein absorption so low?
Don't know.
Is there an issue?
Stomach acid. So, do you remember when I had to pull out my prep? Because I got really, really sick and I lost loads of weight. Well, something happened to me in regards to like I couldn't stop hiccuping. So when I was being sick and I was passing stools, I not completely removed my stomach acid, but I really down-regulated my stomach acid. So I pretty much wiped out. And I think I've still got some like issue within that. So it's very, very easy, and stomach acid can get down-regulated well via stress. And I used to be a lot more stressed than what I am now. So again, for me, if I burp or hiccup after a meal, it's like I'm not got enough stomach acid. So again, if you haven't got adequate protein levels, you can't break down. If you haven't got adequate stomach acid, you can't break down protein as well. So it's not being utilised as much. So stomach acid's a big thing.
It's mad to think your protein absorption was so low.
Yeah.
That's mad.
I think the average, because like it gives you like the average, I'll have a look at my phone later, I think the average is like 40-50%. How much utilised? So I was way below it.
So what did Austin say from that?
He just gave me a supplement protocol. Oh. So it's like it was like a gut healing protocol, which I follow for about 24 weeks. And then now I just stay on top of 6 supplements that I take. And stress. Like I just need to make sure I'm stressing. That's why like training wise, I can't do as much as what I think I can do. Or as much as I want to do. So I like to be in the gym 6 times. But I probably can 4, maybe 5.
That's probably to do with like your training programming though, isn't it? 'Cause do you know what I mean? Where you're doing like top set, backup set. It's like they're intense.
Yeah, but and also I just can't recover. Yeah. Like that's like I think one of my favourite things. Like you got to deal with the hand you're dealt, and it's like I'd love to train as much as some people can, but I don't think I can recover.
That's why I love the bro split. Just 'cause I fucking love training.
Yeah.
It's like today, just going for a cheeky arm session. I just like to train.
Yeah.
And I'm in a fortunate position where, like, it switches between 5-6 days, just depending on how busy I am. But like, I love that. And obviously, I know you're not the greatest fan of a bro split, but I just enjoy it.
The jury's out on this for me now. So like I'm doing more and more into this, and it's like I do believe in high frequency, but I hate the whole 7-day thing because your body doesn't know what 7 days is.
No.
So because we've got to try and put things into a quantifiable way of programming. Everyone knows what a 7-day working week is, and it fits within people's lifestyles. But if you didn't know what days were, you might go, okay, every other day I'm going to train this muscle group, or every 4 days I'm going to train this muscle group. But because we have to fit it within a working week to make it easier for clients, because they may need specific days off. So, for example, if Sunday is family day, they can't train on a Sunday, and then maybe a Wednesday's the really busiest day. You're then going to fit the training around them other 5 days, because that's the way the real world works. But I don't necessarily agree with studies when it comes to training. I think it's so hard to do a training study.
It's impossible.
Because everyone's different. Everyone's lifestyle is different. I was listening to a podcast once coming up, and he said, like, because like there's been studies in like really, really high volume now is the way to go. Like if you do 50 sets or something, like they got someone doing 50 sets of leg extension or squats or something like that. It's like, of course the fucking quads are going to be bigger. They're going to be so inflamed.
Yeah.
So it's like if you measure them, then for me, it's like I go back and I might live a completely different lifestyle to Ben. Ben might go back and smash Mackies. I might go back and have my chicken and cream and rice or whatever it may be. And you're going to get a different response from that. The only thing that we can say is we know that training close to failure is what needs to be happened, and we know we need to be getting better over time. It's how you do that it's all totally up to yourself.
Yeah. Like, don't... Just... And again, it purely comes down to enjoyment. Like, don't do a split that you're not enjoying.
Yeah.
It's like, Ali did my training programming for a bit, and I loved it. And then I followed a slightly different protocol for a little while, and I still enjoyed that. But in the back of my head, I always missed bro split. So then I went back to bro split and fucking loved it. And I'll probably switch up every now and again, because again, that's fine. As long as you're training, like, you're stimulating muscle, it doesn't really matter. But at this moment in time, I just do what I fucking love.
I think the only time it matters is when you've got a really great glaring weakness.
Yeah.
And then obviously that needs to be priority. But Cuba said this line to me once and it made me fucking laugh because I didn't take it offensively, but it fucking hit me a little bit. I went to Cuba, I really want to bring it with my arms, and he went, mate, you just need to be bigger. In general, you just need to be. And the majority of us just need to be bigger.
Yeah.
But I think we all think we need to bring up your calves. It's like, one, look, you have good calves or you don't.
Yeah.
He's got good calves, I don't. I can train them really, really hard. He doesn't have to train, and his calves are still going to be better than mine. There's always going to be a genetic component to things.
Yeah.
But majority of us just need to be bigger. And I think people don't understand that concept. It's like they feel like they can if they specialise something for so long, it will grow more, and it may do, but at the same time, it still might not be big enough to make you good enough or competitive. So again, that was probably the harshest thing Cuba said to me, but also like the most truthful and the most respected thing he's ever said to me, is regards like, your arms aren't the biggest arms in the world, but your knee is your body, mate. So it's like, you need to get bigger in general. And I respect him a lot for saying that, because most coaches would have went, okay, yeah, I agree, let's really prioritise your arms. And don't get me wrong, we still did within the split to some degree, but the whole split was still trying to get me as big as possible.
Yeah.
It was good push pull off lower.
Yeah.
Cuba's favourite split. And I do like it, I hate the way it doesn't fit within a working week.
Yeah. Yeah.
For structure.
It'd be difficult for me to manage that, to be fair.
I think that's the thing that with running the two businesses now, that's a part I miss, is having that flexibility.
Yeah.
And because like I understand spending more quality time now with Charles, like that's like a big part of my life. It's like, I want to make sure you enjoy that, so I can't just go, look, I'm training on the Sunday now.
Yeah.
I don't want to just be that kind of person who used to do that, and I definitely did used to do that with partners in the past. That I will look back and it's like, maybe if I didn't do that, might have been a little bit of a different outcome kind of thing, but it is what it is in regards to that kind of thing. So again, you've got to make sure the training split fits your lifestyle, you enjoy it, and you fucking train hard. Like, don't be a fanny.
Yeah.
Don't be killing 2 kilos and screaming. Like, because it does fuck all.
Should we get some food?
Yeah, I'm starving, mate. No, duck, like the food duck.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, do you think it's posh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I. I've got fucking I've got skitter for that, saying you can tell you're from Liverpool. I thought, like, no, if you get a duck breast, fucking,
it's posh.
You're treating, aren't you? You're treating yourself.
How much cream of rice you got?
150 grams.
Fucking hell, mate. What?
Yes.
How high's your food at the minute?
So I'm actually dieting, mate.
Fucking hell.
So for Nathan So Nathan watching this, I am on 3,300 calories. I'm actually on 3,006. So I have the majority of my carbohydrates all around workout. So I have 150 grams of cream of rice now. I don't have any carbs in meal 1. I have 150 grams of rice post, and then I have 200 grams of sourdough bread, and then I have 85 grams of oats. I only have 5 meals.
I'm on 6 meals just because I have some up just after about half an hour after my cardio in the morning.
Yeah.
So I'll have
You still do cardio, don't you?
Yeah. I just do it for just to wake me up in the morning more than anything. Like, don't get me wrong, some days I don't want to do it, but I know if I don't, it could take me a long time to wake up. But there is days, mate, where I'm like, fucking hell. Today was one of them days.
Yeah, I just can't be arsed doing it. So also, like, the only thing that plays in the back of my mind a lot is, no, just health. And it's like, should I do it for health now?
See, that is the main reason I do it.
But then I can't be arsed with it. I think, and how I justify myself is like
a coach who won't.
No, let me justify what I'm saying now. I do so much for my health.
Yeah.
That surely I can get away with not doing cardio.
Justifiable.
Yeah. And it's also, mate, like, another thing is, like, I don't know if it starts to do and say, I know, by the way, 30 minutes cardio doesn't actually burn that many calories.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to eliminate as much output as possible, so I don't have to eat as much food as possible. Because that's where me and you are so vastly different.
Yeah. Whereas,
you can just eat, and I get to a certain amount of calories, and it's like I can't do anymore.
Yeah, I don't miss being on the fucking training day just under 7,000 calories.
Yeah.
But yeah, things are good, mate. You know, things are really good.
Mate, fucking what a difference 2 weeks makes, eh?
Are you going on the recumbent?
Right, I'll do a couple of steps. You've got some kids in here, mate.
Yeah.
You've got a lot.
Yeah.
Do you have any high-loss people?
No. No, none. So, on my arm day, I usually go like, by try. I do 3 by, 3 try, by try, by try, by try.
Can we just do 1 delt at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to do, 1 delt.
Yeah. Just 1 delt.
That's my input.
What do you want to do? What delt?
Any kind of dumbbell lateral raise, machine lateral raise, anything.
Sound?
There's a gym in Liverpool. It's like, it reminds me very much like this. It's not as big as this, nowhere near as big as this.
There's no fakeness or anything like that.
No.
Everybody just comes in, there's no tripods. I'm literally the only person who films here.
in my head, I'm like, if this is how you make money, you're a bodybuilder, right? This is how you make money. You'd want to do everything optimal, wouldn't you? Or just stuck in their own ways.
You could argue like doing an hour of stairs every morning in optimal, but it works for him.
But that's what I mean. The hard question is, and you never know, is like, could it be better? But you never know because you can't run two parallel universes.
Yeah. Mate, if I coach you, I'd have you doing bro split. If you coach me, you'd be like,
I'd have you doing
4 days a week.
I'd have you doing full body. Focus.
I'll never remember the word that she said.
It was something like focus or concentrate. It was something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's like what the fuck do you think I'm doing?
See, do you know one exercise I don't get along with? This, but I'll just give it a go. I don't know why.
What is it?
I think it's my wrist mobility. I can only get to that far.
Just turn your hands in.
You what, sorry?
Just go neutral. Just up in the back.
I'll give it a go.
It'd be something to probably do to your carry angle.
You what, sorry?
So can you stand like that?
Yeah.
Like I've got a massive one.
Yeah.
Some people can stand like that.
Yeah.
So just have a go.
Funny you should say that. When I was a lot smaller, when I was coached by Cal, like I liked it. He was doing flex and tone. I struggle to connect with my triceps on this.
On this? Yeah, I feel more costal pec, mate.
What do I connect it with chest?
Yeah.
I believe in it, but if I'm pressing 5 plates aside, my chest is working.
I think it's lost in regard to like, so your pec adducts the upper arm across the chest. So it's that, the pec has to do this.
Yeah.
Now, in regards to how much that pec is getting stimulated, that's up for debate.
Yeah. Because that's when my muscle connection comes in.
Yeah, in my opinion, yeah. But I don't feel like, I don't feel like if you don't feel a muscle, it's not working. I think it's a load of bollocks.
Yeah.
Biggest load of bollocks ever.
Yeah.
Because also, like, when low gets to a certain extent, you're not going to feel it as much.
No.
Especially
like
when it's multi-joint.
You don't feel your fucking 250 kilogram deadlift.
No. I'd pay my spine safe.
Yeah, please don't fucking snap. Like when you're loading up the hat squat, you're not thinking, I can feel my tears drop.
No.
You're thinking, I need to get fucking out of this hole.
Yeah. But that's one of the reasons why I reverse. It's because I can hold that bottom position much more efficiently.
And focus.
As you know, I started reverse band for a while.
Yeah.
But when I was getting to the bottom, it's more just like, because you've got the sled, haven't you? Then you've got the acceleration of the speed that you're moving down. It was just getting too hard to control. But then, if it reduced the load, it wasn't a heavy enough load to stimulate that bottom part.
Yeah.
So that's why I like reverse band. Mate, have you ever used the inversion table?
Yeah, I've got one.
Is it there?
Yeah.
Mate, it's fucking mad, isn't it?
Yeah, I love them. Right, let's have a look at you. Right, people, so said at the beginning of this YouTube, I didn't really know where today was going to go, so we just had a very good friend Ali come over. Robbie just catch some random footage, trained just a fun arm session together. Seen a bit of me getting my hair cut at Joel Antidote again. And that's it, pretty much wrapped up for this YouTube episode, to be fair, but hopefully you got something from it, from the chats that I had with Ali. Me and Ali have very good chats in terms of discussions, because there's more than one way to skin a cat. There's not just one way to do this, otherwise everybody would do the same thing and get in shape. So I hope you got something from it, and see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.